What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Redemption with Jaden, and we are back with some more Lackey Grand Prix gameplay. This is round 4 of Lackey Grand Prix 25, which means it's the last round of Swiss. So because I am at 2 wins and 1 loss, this is kind of the determining game of whether or not I will make it into Top Cut. And I believe that even if I do win this game, it will still come down to differential on who all makes it into Top Cut, but that kind of also depends on the results from Justin and E-Man's game, which I believe Justin timeout won, but because the timeout, then E-Man still gets a point there, so I think he's at 9 points now. Justin's going to be the number 1 seed no matter what, and if I'm going to be playing this week against Chad, so depending on the winner here, the winner of, I think, Jay and Joe Roberts, and then Kyle and Joe Andrighetti, I think, or Joe Mama, I think, are the other 2 that are at 2 wins that are playing each other. So it will probably come down to differential for determining who the actual top 4 are going into the Top Cut. But my focus for this game was just about getting to 5 lost souls, getting those 3 points, and hopefully, getting to a good differential out of it. But it was more so just about having a shot. And my differential was decent relative to some of the other players, which normally it's not. So that was good going into this. My only loss was a close one, and my 2 wins were fairly decent. So yeah, we want to go into this game winning and hopefully getting decent differential, so that I maybe won't be the number 4 seed and have to play Justin in the first round if I do make it into Top Cut. So ideally, I would be 2nd or 3rd, but I don't know. We'll see. In order to accomplish this, the whole winning and having decent differential, I, of course, sticking with my old faithful as of late, my new faithful, I guess. This is the deck I've been using for this entire Lackey Grand Prix. I've been using it in other tournaments too, including the Thomas J. Chambers tournament. I played it, actually, I didn't get to play in Type 1 at our tournament this weekend because I had something else I had to do in the morning, so didn't get to play, and Justin ended up winning. And so then when Justin and I got home after the tournament, I was like, so you want to play a Type 1 game, see how would have shaken out if he and I had played, and I won that game as well. He had a kind of awkward draw, so there's a little bit of that, but it was against his big brown 100 card deck that, of course, just won the tournament earlier in the day against our pretty stout Minnesota play group. So we've got some good competition there. So definitely a good match up there. It was not going to be an easy win by any means, especially because it's Justin as well, and so that felt good, or felt like a good indicator for the deck kind of doing what I wanted it to do, which is really punishing the dominance with Den of Thieves and Kingdoms of the World, and just trying to be quick with the offense, get things set up, and then set up my options. Really leaning on Jaddua to close out games, but also starting out games, he can be really good too. Just limiting your opponent's options early to stop them from accelerating with their defense is quite good. So yeah, this deck has been doing fairly well. I still haven't really changed anything over the last few weeks. Still have things that I'm thinking like maybe I feel like I should try out some different things in the reserve, because I'm not really using Battle Cry that much. I feel like I'm not really using Eliud that much, but I mean there are still cases where I do grab those out and they might come into play. But so I still haven't figured out if there's something better that would be more versatile there, but it seems like having access to them is still nicer. The only thing I can really think of is maybe I just trim some of the offense out of the reserve and put a few more defensive cards in there, maybe a Foreign Wives, or at least something that the Deceiver could go into. Seems pretty good. Although in some of the games I've been playing recently, like I've ended up with humans in my reserve, with my opponents reserving my evil characters, like with Mary or something like that. I think Judas got reserved by some ability in my game against Justin, and then I was able to use Deceiver to go to him later. So that's been kind of nice, but having another human like a Foreign Wives or something seems like it would be a solid play for the reserve here. So maybe I should try that out. If I do make it into Top Cut, then perhaps we'll have to try out some of those changes. And then I was also thinking about some of the Lost Souls. Like, do I necessarily need Wicked? Like, I remember talking about this early on with the deck, and like, is Wicked really worth it when I only have Hypocrisy and Swine Stampede? But as we saw last week, it actually came in pretty clutch with the Hypocrisy. It probably shouldn't have, because Jacob kind of misread the situation, not thinking about how he was protected from kingdoms, and so he didn't play his Second Coming and Son of God to take out Wicked, so that allowed me to get the block there. But so it's not something that you can really count on as far as Wicked being effective, but I think that's a good example of how just having layers of effects and abilities can still somewhat play to your advantage, where even if you're I guess if your opponent plays everything correctly, then maybe it's not as good. But if they don't, which, we're all human, none of us are perfect, especially when it comes to redemption, which is complicated. There are a lot of abilities and things to keep track of. So I think having those kind of layers can play to your advantage as far as blocking your opponent on certain things or certain effects, abilities. I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling. So I think you get the point. But Wicked could come out for something like Blind, or maybe Lost Souls could come out. I don't know. I haven't had too many Soul Gen issues recently, but that's as soon as you cut it, then that's when it comes up, right? So I don't know. I think Blind Lost Soul would be nice in here, though. I think a lot of people are playing crowds, seeing a decent amount of Lawless and some Imitate, that kind of stuff. A few games. There was one game. Who was that? Who was I playing? Where was that last week? Was that Jacob? No. I played a lot of games. I'm trying to remember who I was playing that they just gave me undesirables when I had 3 woes in my hand, and I just forgot to use it. Maybe that was at Jay's tournament. Oof. Anyway, so yeah, Blind Lost Soul. Like there's some NT going around, some NT Unity, NT Hoppers I've seen. It just seems like it would be good. And like crowds is the main thing though that I'm seeing from people, and like you really want Jaddua to work. That's the big thing. So if Jaddua doesn't work, then it's just makes things a little bit more complicated for the offense. But also, Judas is sometimes a hero. Matthew, of course, you want to be able to look at their hand. Teaching comparables, plenty of other things that I would like to be able to look at their hand. So having it unprotected by something like crowds seems good, but I don't know, every time I play Blind, it just seems like it doesn't work out, or like it would be better with something else. So I don't know, maybe it's worth it, maybe it's not, but especially against the 100 card decks, it seems like it would be nice to kind of take care of some of the Lost Souls that they're bringing out with their big Harvest Time plays, like the Dolls and Imitate, Awake, Open Hand, those kind of cards. So that's something else to consider. Perhaps it will be a little bit matchup dependent, since with the Lackey Grand Prix we get to know our matchups and then kind of curate our decks as we choose, and that's kind of fun. A little bit of mind game stuff in there. As you can see, I haven't really been changing anything with the deck for the matchups in this case, because it does kind of play to your disadvantage a little bit for like actual tournament play where you don't get to do that. So if you're used to doing that or whatever, then that's not really going to be a thorough or effective test of your deck. And I've really been wanting to test this deck and find some weaknesses and tweak it accordingly. So that's how I've been doing it. That's how I've been running it for the last few weeks here, and I've been having a good time with it. So this week is going to be against Chad. I think I mentioned that before. Chad is playing his 2 arrows deck, or at least some version of it. I didn't see the whole deck list, so I don't know for sure if it's the same version he's got posted on Light of Redemption, but I'll put a link to that deck list in the description as well, so you can check that out, see what he's running. It's a very solid deck, can be very fast, and the Watchman with the Roots Ezekiel and Victorious Being in there as well. So like Victorious Being itself could just be like a draw 5. So if you have a way to Victorious Being on turn 1 with say like Buckler or something like that, it can be very strong. Very, it's kind of like Matthew, except you're negating their Evil Search and Shuffle abilities, and you are just like guaranteed 5 cards, and if they have hand protection, doesn't matter. So that's something that seems pretty good. You don't get the hand knowledge, I guess, but I guess you could look at their hand and then just draw 3, because the Watchman lets you do that as well. But anyway, very solid deck from Chad. Herod defense. This offense actually seems like it's been doing fairly well against Herod defenses and similar. Lots of ways to negate and interrupt, and also just like punish for giving me initiative. Something like Faith of Gideon, and then also plenty of things to toss as well, like Amazing Faith and Untouchable. So I've been pretty happy with, and Battle Cry as well. I've been pretty happy with how this deck is matched up against a lot of defenses, but Herods in particular seem like they're going to struggle a little bit against this deck, which is good because Herods have kind of been around. I mean, they've suffered a little bit over the last year or so with Joshua and whatnot, but people have still been playing them, and they're still pretty good, pretty annoying to have to deal with, especially Herod's Temple and that kind of stuff. So if you're not ready for that, then it's gonna they're gonna beat you very efficiently, which is always annoying when they don't really have to try very hard and your offense just can't do anything. So that is what we're going up against today. Before we get into it, of course, we're going to give a shout out to our sponsors over at Your Turn Games. And no particular sales or deals going on right now, but it is still that time of year where redemption cards or other redemption products like playmats and deck boxes, sleeves, those kind of things, dice and tokens, they can all make great Christmas gifts, or Your Turn Games t-shirts. Also a great Christmas gift, because who doesn't want another t-shirt? It says Need Redemption on the back, so I mean that's kind of cool. So yeah, I've got one of these, and they have them in white as well. So if you're a light mode kind of person, there might be something wrong with you, but hey, they've got those available as well. So yeah, head on over to Your Turn Games, buy some redemption gear, show them some love. You can buy it for yourself for Christmas or for somebody else, and I mean, Andy's usually pretty quick, so it might still be able to get it to you in time for Christmas, but you might want to send him a message or something on Discord if if that's what you're banking on. So anyways, that's going to be it for our intro. Let's go ahead and get into the game with Chad. And I didn't mention before, but we didn't do voice chat for this one. That's typical when I'm playing Chad. He's not usually available to talk over voice, so it's going to be Lackey chat with commentary. So you just get to hang out with me and my self-commentating of the game. So hopefully, you're not clicking off the video because of that, but hopefully you enjoy the game still. All right, here we go. All right, I rolled a 5. Chad rolled a 3, so I got the power of choice. It's pretty interesting here. No lost souls, but nothing else really going for me. Galileans, Orphans, and Humble. Huh. If he has a way to make Lost Soul, that's not great, but I do have Woes. We'll see what he's got. I think I'm going to go second here. I think, like, I can't get a Keem online unless I draw one card with Jaddua and it happens to be, like, Zerubul or something. And, like, I feel like my best attack, I mean, it's like Jaddua draw one, or it's like Mika Keem with Book of the Law active and make him block from hand, but he's going to get Galileans, so... yeah, he'll definitely have defense. Alright, let's take a look at his reserve and see what we're going up against here. Alright, Jeremiah in reserve. So it looks like it's his 2 arrows, I think. Maybe, well, I don't know. Simon in reserve as well. Is that part of that? Honestly, I haven't studied the deck list a whole lot, but... yeah, Possessing Spirit, Daughter, and Foreign Wives in reserve. Okay. Good to know. Alright, Revolt going away. Gotta remember to not play into Revolt this time around. not get got by it. Feudal Inquisition seems good. Yeah, I mean, there's an argument definitely for going first, and if I knew what defense he was on, because Jaddua is pretty good, stops like Herod's Guard and that kind of stuff, but if he just has any of the big Herods, then, I just lose. I don't have any backup for him, but if he just has Herod's Guard and has to play Feudal Inquisition, that's not the worst for me, but... I think without any Lost Souls in play, I'd rather just hope I can woes something that generates a Lost Soul. And, yeah. Or we're just going to go Herod's Treachery into Crowd's Choice into Harvest Time. I think that's kind of what his deck does, so... and, yeah, there's not much I can really do about that. Woes won't help me there. But... if he plays Harvest Time, I'll get a Darkness trigger, unless he has like Disoriented or something to negate it, or Son of God or something. So then I could just pick up Prince, and then I'd have mediums and Prince. Seems pretty good. Golgotha going to deck. Alright, there's Herod's Guard. So yeah, Jaddua would have just gotten blocked by Herod Agrippa. Probably negated the draw, and I just have nothing. And also, like Keem, if I attacked his Meek with Book of the Law active, Herod Agrippa could have just negated Book of the Law. Like, it's a risky block for Chad, because if I just, have Amazing Faith or something, or, he probably doesn't have a negate. Well, I guess, I don't know, maybe he hangs on to Revolt in that case, but... he doesn't have a negate, so there. If he doesn't have a negate, then it would just be like he would just block into any battle winner would be good there. But all right, Watchman probably coming into Ezekiel. Yep, he doesn't have an OT Angel though, so it doesn't get the draw 2 on Ezekiel, but he does get it from the Watchman. And he's gonna, here comes the Harvest Time, I'm sure. Be interesting if he goes for 7 here. I mean, or I guess, maybe he would go for 6. Just, not, or kind of planning on the situation where I'm not playing Hopper. That way he could leave 1 Lost Soul there, I guess. I don't know. Probably not, though. Oh, he just has Harvest Time naturally. Doesn't even need Crowd's Choice. It's unfortunate because that means Crowd's Choice can just go to Woes or Son of God to pick off Darkness, which is rough. Oh, he's just going to do 3. Okay. So, yeah. Huh. Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate. I don't think there's a 3, like a set of 3 that will be beneficial for me. So yeah, you can just get those. I mean, like the third one will be okay, whatever it is, but I think Prosperity and Hopper are my only like if drawn triggers. Just had the Harvest Time naturally. That's a little rough. Yeah, Lost Souls, okay. Crowds. Awake and complacent. Yep. Seems reasonable. Unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, he had the way to Harvest Time either way, but with the Herod's Treachery and Crowd's Choice. But it would have been nice if he had to use Crowd's Choice there. I wonder if he drew it off of the Watchman. Alright, time to get back into things here. Get a Darkness, that's kind of nice, but wow, the rest of this is kind of silly. Yeah, no stars, so yeah. Guess we just go to Prince, probably. He's gonna play a Dominant. Please tell me he has to use the Crowd's Choice here. Oh, okay. Let's do Herod's Temple. I mean, he asked for Dominish, so I should probably just put down Den of Thieves now, and then load it up with Judas. Yeah, let's do that. So many artifacts. Guess we just go get a teaching, probably. Well, actually, we could just go Emmaus Road into Peter. That's probably better, but I'd really like to know what's in his hand. But yeah, I guess in order to have an actual attack, I should... We'll put down Hakeem. And then do Emmaus Road. He might go Crowd's Choice into Woes here, but... And then... Draw 4. Okay, now I like that a little bit better. So if we're turning off his neutrals, I could just go right into Matthew. It seems pretty good. Otherwise, Zerubal to Jaddua also seems pretty good. Question would be if I want to complacent, or like if I want to play around the fact that he can negate Akeem with complacent and turn off my dominance. I think we do that, and then we go and get. Oh, he does have that one. What am I thinking of? Herod's Guard. And you can just play the thing off of that, but yeah, I think that's fine though. Like, we're gonna get a lot of value out of just doing this, I think. Yeah. Alright, well, let's see what dominance he wants to play. Just got a woes probably on something. Den of Thieves is going to be nice here, though. I could take Herod Agrippa. And then actually Jaddua just gets initiative against Herod's Guard, I think. Actually, yeah, if he was Akeem, I can just take it with Den. Yep. Seems pretty good. Alright, Crowd's Choice is good. So when you get woes? But I mean, I get the Den of Thieves trigger off of just that, so. Yeah, I think he was thinking that Den of Thieves only triggers on good dominance, but it's just any dominant. Yeah, that's rough. Alright. Yeah, I think we just attack with Jaddua, draw 2, and we'll just banish that, I think. Yeah, Jaddua protects from Herod's Guard. Oof. Sorry, Chad. This is, yeah, I think we just play this. Unfortunately, I don't actually think I'm going to be able to save Jaddua here, but that's not the worst. It's not really the end of the world, just because of the fact that I have Defender of the Saints. I think we grab Glory here. And we'll rescue Humble. So yeah, still mutual, but if Jaddua goes, that's not actually that bad. It's not Defender. It just means I can't do Zerubbabel banded to Jaddua. Oh, Golgotha still works. Oh, did he miss that? Oh, right, yeah, that. Rip. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Again, I could have played Glory, I guess, to get around that. I feel like I don't really need to put down Cerebral's Meek. Well, he could ban to him. I guess that would be a little rough, but let's just... do I need Angel of the Winds anymore? It's risky against a Herod's defense. I could just discard Herod Agrippa. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Funny thing is that Glory actually doesn't really work against Ezekiel. If he goes that route, he would just have to like not draw or search to trigger mediums, which he technically didn't see, but he's probably able to assume that I have it. But I also like if he doesn't if he doesn't draw or search, that's kind of good for me still anyway, just because I have a little bit of an advantage right now, momentum-wise. I mean, we're actually pretty close on cards. As far as like in deck left, he's got 27, I've got 26, but I mean, you know, he's got all of his Lost Souls out now. I still have 5 Lost Souls in there, so or 4 Lost Souls in there. Oh, I didn't make a token with that. Oh well. Okay, yeah, there's the draw and search that we needed. Only gonna get 1 underdeck with Prince, but that's kind of the way things gotta be, I think. How many dominants does he have left? He played Harvest Time, Crowd's Choice, and Woes. So it's just Son of God, Second Coming. I think I just want to go get Kingdoms. And then we'll underdeck Zeke. dominance he could play there. That would help him anyway. Yeah, I don't know. The draw 2 could have been nice there, but Kingdoms helps me get out my defense a little more. I do have Angel of the Wind, so I can go to Zacchaeus. He does have, actually, Unity for Possessing Spirit, though, which is a little unfortunate. So he would be able to band, unless I just woes to Possessing Spirit. But, yeah, if I had, like, woes... Well, I guess, okay, so I could play Possessing Spirit in my upkeep with Kingdoms. Oh, I don't have Unity for Possessing Spirit, so yeah, that doesn't... Okay. Never mind, then. Here goes that plan. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, it kind of... Getting Kingdoms gets me an extra card anyway, so, or, like, I get Kingdoms and the evil character, plus getting a Lost Soul out is kind of nice. So, actually, Prince of the Air sort of helps in that regard. Not alone going to discard pile. Interesting. Huh. Okay, that's kind of nice. I like that. Nothing is negating Akeem. Oh, sure, the Matthew attack. Yeah, he wants to avoid that, sure. So, to get a draw 3. Okay. Okay. So he's got Second Coming, but he can't really go to anything with that because I've got his woes and I banished his Crowd's Choice. So I can just do Angel of the Winds to Zacchaeus, choose Antipas, and play either Glory or Woes. So let's do Kingdoms. I think I could go and get Zacchaeus. No, I've got Angel of the Winds. Might as well use it. So let's go get my Humble. And I still got Covet, but he doesn't have anything left for me to covet for, I don't think. So that's not really a big deal. So let's just go get the Highwayman. And then no other upkeep. Go to Prep. Yeah, I don't really need book. Let's go. Actually, yeah, I will go to deck. Let's go and get. Just go get Teaching in Parables. I don't need it this turn, but I can kind of set things up. And then we can go and get something with Emmaus Road after battle. I guess depending on what he grabs with Herod Antipas, we could just activate Herod's Temple. That's kind of nice. Yeah, okay. It would be kind of nice, actually, to just... be able to attack with these guys and draw some cards. But yeah, I don't know, Herod's Guard could go to something... Or yeah, Herod the Great could just choose somebody that I don't want him to choose. Well, except everybody except... Yeah, actually that's not too bad. I don't think I need Zacchaeus here. Rid of Meek, draw 2. Ban to Jaddua, and that protects his reserve, or deck and reserve. So, yeah, that's pretty good. We'll just banish those. Yeah, Jaddua is going to be pretty clutch here. So basically his only play is like Herod the Great, choose Defender, and hope I don't have somebody to go to. I guess he could choose Peter, but yeah, I've got Emmaus, or no, because I've got Herod's Temple. So yeah, he would have to choose Defender. I can just go to reserve for... I can just go to reserve for Ezra. Nobody to ban to, but I've got plenty of stuff to play, so... Yeah, he's not negated. Go to Ezra in reserve. I'll bounce mediums, I think. I think we go with the Faith of Gideon here. Underdeck the Watchman, probably. I guess I don't even need to choose. Yeah, let's do this guy versus yeah, let's just do mediums and Prince. And underdeck the Watchman, and then, yeah, we get to basically win both battles here. Alright, so then we do Emmaus Road, and we go to reserve to just add allow you to battle. And then we take out Herod's Guard as well. It was basically like playing Authority of Christ, except with extra steps. And I also got to take out the Watchman, so I guess that was good too. Yeah, Jaddua was just putting in work. Oops. Alright, well, we rescued a lost soul. The hard way, I guess. We'll put down the Condemned Thief, maybe? Put down Angel from the Sun. Herod the Great's gone, so he can't hurt us anymore. Let's put down John. Oh, we can discard him, I guess. Let's do that first. I got 4 more cards to go. Let's put down John as not meek. I don't think I need that many meek heroes at this juncture. Let's just play Spirit as a Dove. And go get Zacchaeus. I think I'll actually just play Zacchaeus as evil at this point. And all his lost souls are on the table, so let's go ahead and just grab crowds. And Bastern. Yeah, I don't know, that's one of the downsides, I guess, of playing on Lackey, where there's not, like, the immediate communication, because, like, I think, as soon as I get my Den of Thieves trigger off of the crowd's choice, Chad maybe, like, if we were playing in person, Chad probably kind of verifies that, it's any dominant instead of just good dominance, and so then I actually get, he probably pauses before playing the woes, to make sure, but okay, my hand is protected here, but otherwise the cherubim is actually kind of funny, the fact that he would get his 3 woes back. Zechariah protecting heroes from harm, okay. So I've got Den of Thieves and Swine Stampede, I think, is my play here. Because, Glory is not going to work against that. It's also just woes to negate that, but, I'm playing a dominant here, I guess, okay. That means I'm going to get a Kingdoms trigger. Oh, no, because Zechariah is protecting. Nice. It's kind of funny. I'll get to take his Golgotha, though. And I can go get my Restless Spirit. Playing Buckler now. I guess, just playing it while he... while he can. I think we just go for the Swine Stampede move. Yeah. Alright. Oh, sure. So, he wanted to basically just have Victorious being available for Loyalty to David to ban to. I guess we'll just take Loyalty. It's the one I'm probably most likely to want to use. And I did banish his Harvest Time, so he can't Second Coming into Harvest Time. So this should be okay. Should work. In theory. These are all mine, I think. So, yeah. Not protecting lost souls, right? Yeah, no, just heroes. Alright. There's that one again. So now I guess I could Kingdoms, that's fine. Let's just do Storehouse. Take that one. We'll do Temple Vale. I think I know what's... Okay, yeah. Do I need to bounce anybody? No, not really. Don't think I really need to do that either. I'll just put down Golgotha. Got a reserve for Wrestle Spirit. And then might as well put a Lost Soul in there. And go to battle. Just do Jaddua, draw 3. I guess I don't really need to draw, but banish the buckler. I'll put down the Matthew as Meek, and Russell Spirit is fine. Don't think I really need Possessing Spirit for anything, so I might just discard it at this point. I don't know, we'll discard that. And I guess I could have discarded his Woes, and then I guess I could just discard my Woes. And one more card. Let's just do the Ascension. Don't think we're going to need to band here. He does still have Second Coming that he can reveal for Zechariah. I guess I do have Wicked now. He's got something for battle, so be interesting. Okay, Defender to Jeremiah. And he's protected from demons. That's funny. Alright, let's see what he's gonna do to me here. Jerusalem filled, entertaining angels for sacrifice. Here's the thing, I could just give him one. And like the most he gets to is 4 if he drew Son of God as well. Son of God was like one of the other 2 cards that he drew. Or I could just play Falling Away, I guess. Yeah, that seems better. Don't think he's protected from dominance, so. Yeah, I guess I could have blocked and gotten a draw or something, but no real need at this point. Not trying to risk like a Grapes or something like that. All right. Going for for dominant initiative right after my draw here, which is fine. Assume it's just playing Son of God, maybe. And Second Coming. Oh, that is Second Coming to Son of God, sure. Yeah, he's got to do that before I attack, otherwise Jaddua can just go in and steal the win. Yeah, technically the right play here is to take and underdeck his stuff. Whatever, sure. I'll underdeck. I can Sheridan and take Jerry. Yeah. Yeah, they're just gonna kind of shortcut things a little bit there. He had no options left. All right, well, we got there 5-2, and oh yeah, there goes Chad. But we got there 5-2 in a pretty. I don't know. It was a pretty like he had a good start on turn one, but yeah, that I feel like the 4 drachma or the going into Peter, the 4 drachma coin, that draw 4 was great, and then obviously the crowd's choice into woes that just kind of flopped, or like he didn't actually get the effect that he wanted from it. I got to take his woes, so my Akeem was still on, and then Jaddua kind of just soloed. So yeah, there he is. Way to go, Jaddua. Definitely a great hero. I've been liking this deck. I think this means that I make it into Top Cut. So that should be fun. We'll see if I stick with this deck. I mean, it seems like at this point I probably should, right? But see if I can figure out any tweaks to make before that time. But yeah, for having a kind of an awkward opening hand, awkward start, it was definitely a good recovery there. So I'm happy about that, seeing that from this deck. Seeing that it has definitely some of that comeback potential, or just kind of recovery potential from an awkward first hand. Fortunately, Chad wasn't playing something super aggressive like a GOC deck that did like turn 1 Matthew, set up a Nazareth lock. I guess I did have 3 woes in my opening hand, so that wouldn't have been too worrisome. But something like that could have been bad if he had gotten multiple counters set up on turn 1 after a big draw. So it was a little bit risky, but I don't think I had that many brigades in my opening hand, so even a Matthew wouldn't have been crazy. But yeah, I don't know. Definitely some things to consider. That Chad's deck is pretty quick, and I think usually he does have an OT Angel so that he gets the draw 2 on Ezekiel and Watchman. That's kind of the ideal, but I guess he got to have his harvest time on turn 1 without having to put too much effort into it. So that's a good thing for his deck. I think that's kind of what his deck is trying to do. So anyway, good game to Chad. Thanks for the game, and thank you all for watching. We'll catch you all next time.